Everything's better with cats, right? Even books. Let's go over feline philosophy. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. My name is Rob. This is my mom, Karen, and it's very rare that actually I'm the one who read the book and you haven't. So we're going to go over a book that you haven't read. I actually just finished last month, and I'm going to see how you like it and see how you guys out there watching like it. So the book is called Feline Philosophy: Cats and the Meaning of Life by John Gray. And I'm a philosophy person. I just recently got back into the kick, so I'm reading a lot of philosophy books on Audible and via Libby and all that. But this one I came across mainly because it was his take on, the meaning of how life works, but using cats to explain that philosophy. For those who are philosophy majors or philosophy lovers, you'll probably get a kick out of this book because he is able to blend a lot of humor with the general idea of what it means to be not necessarily just a good person, just a more put together human being.
Mm.
So, according to a website called Kirkus, they described it as cats do not need to examine their lives because they do not doubt that life is worth living. And
Mm.
that's actually one of the first things that this book goes over in the chapter is he talks about that literally from the get-go, you're going to find out that cats can really give a damn about anything. And that's what makes them so happy as creatures, as living beings. Um,
We
and,
might
I'm
take
sure
we
you've
might take we might take some of that to heart,
Oh
right?
yeah, oh
No
definitely. I mean, I would
overthinker
definitely
here.
recommend if anybody wants to learn what it's like
Yeah.
to just enjoy and not care too much, read the book because you'll find out that even though there's all the jokes about cats not caring, it actually makes a lot more sense when you put it into this philosophy. He is able to contrast, cats and humans, and basically things like, overthinking, worrying about, death or the afterlife, chasing purpose, right? Wikipedia summed it up by saying the book proposes humans might learn to live better from the unself-conscious, I like that word, lives of cats. So far, what do you think? I mean, so far, this is
Uh,
pretty funny, right?
well, I think it's great actually. I'm going to read this book, but I also we talked right before we went on. I said, "Is this the same John Gray that wrote Venus's for women, men are from Venus, women are from Venus, men are from Mars?" Yes, the same guy who wrote that book wrote this book, which I find fascinating all by itself. He went from men and women to cats. But I can see the correlation now that you're telling me about the book a little bit and about,
So this will probably make sense for the questions that you wrote for me, because I know you had a few you wanted me to deep dive into.
right. So, really, my first question is this: is this serious? Is this a serious philosophy book or
So,
just a quirky cat book?
so he wrote another one called Straw Dogs, which kind of covers a similar thing. But in this case, it really is a little bit of both. It's not necessarily just a cat. It's not a cat book, but it's definitely got the humor with the philosophy. I think the New York Times said something to the point of like, the cats are genuinely happy being themselves, which makes them the perfect foil for human drama. And you've watched the cartoons where the cats are always messing things up and the humans are
Right.
going crazy, and the cats are just going, I'm just having fun. What are you
Or
going to
just
do
rolls
about it?
over and lays down. It's like,
Exactly. So
right.
really what he's doing here is he's using the epitome of what a cat or feline is, and he's just giving you a story behind it. It's
But is this really kind of cheesy? I mean, really? Like, do
you
cats
know
really think about philosophy?
So the one thing people have said, critics and others, the anthropomorphism, which is the word for kind of giving human traits to non-human things. You could say so, but really, from what I've read, he's not really focusing too much on the cat itself, more the difference in mindset. Basically saying, we are here as a human obsessing about every little minute detail, whereas a cat, or theoretically even a dog for that matter, is basically just going, hey, I got to eat. I went outside, I'm taking a nap, I'm good. I don't need anything else.
Sounds
So
kinda
I
nice.
guess you could say that maybe cats are a weird way to teach philosophy, but in my mind, and this kind of takes me to when I was learning subjects in school, had my teachers used books similar to this, I probably would have actually been more focused on the subject matter because it's not that I need something silly, but I do appreciate when an author can bring in a real life experience because, hey, how many people out there have cats? Probably most people. And using that idea to then teach you a deeper science, basically.
And it sounds like it's really poking fun, right, at our human obsession. I mean,
It is. So basically, at the end of the day, and obviously I won't give away the whole thing, but at the end of the day, when you finish the book, you're going to realize that Gray is saying, if you want to be happier and be more calm, just literally take a note from nature, take a note from the stuff around you. Notice how when you look outside and there's a bird sitting on a tree, or maybe a lizard on the wall, or the cat sleeping on the thing, notice how very little they are doing and notice how much you are and
right.
kind of just put that into perspective. Obviously, there are things you have to do in terms of, your daily to-dos, but in general, give yourself a minute to just kind of look around and go, hey,
I
maybe
like
I should rest for 15 minutes and just kind of do nothing.
I
So
like that. So would you recommend this book?
I definitely would. You guys can find it on Libby. You can find it on Audible. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon as well. But if you like philosophy, but you're not so prone to like the serious school-based books, check this one out. You might actually get a better view of philosophy after this.
So basically, if you're human, read it. If you're a cat, just keep napping.
It's kind of like Finding Nemo that keeps swimming. Just do that. There you go.
And after you get up from your nap, check out next chapter bookstore.shop because there's amazing books in there. We always like to remind you this is a gently used bookstore. This is where people have actually had these books before, and there's a history and a story behind it, and you know how much I love that. Go out and check the books. Let us know what you're reading right now. We'd love to know what you're reading right now. And if you'd like us to do a little bit of a deep dive, that's Rob's favorite thing to do in the whole world is do deep dives on these kind of
Always
things.
happy to review a book.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts, Rob, before we say goodbye to everyone?
Just enjoy the day. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying these videos, and we have much more to come. So.
See you later.